I'm here with head coach Kevin Bishop of Saints Men's Golf. Coach, this summer you brought in a bunch of new faces, 4 freshmen. How do you prepare the team, when you have so many new guys coming on? What are some challenges of that? What are some opportunities?
Okay, well, yeah, it's a pretty young team this year. Like you said, bringing in 4 freshmen, but once they've signed their NLI and we have them locked in here at St. Martin's, they're all excited about coming, and I follow them throughout the summer then in their tournaments, and they're going back and forth to me as to how their results are, and like I said, obviously I'm following them. The returners on the team, Trevor and Tyler, they of course know who they are too, and they're talking to them and getting them ready for Saints golf, and it mainly is just getting to know them over the summer. Still going to their junior tournaments a little bit while I'm recruiting farther out. I'm still watching them and learning their games a little bit in the summertime. So, and also talking to their personal instructors they may have, so we can coordinate back and forth maybe their techniques, their swing techniques that they've been working on. So I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel with them. So they're ready to run when they get here.
Yeah, and you guys hit the ground running. You got your first tournament in a week,
Yep.
And it's a special one. It's the St. Martin's Invitational, and it's turned into one of the best tournaments in all of the West region. You got 19 teams here this year at the home course. Walk me through what kind of challenges is it to put on a tournament this large, and how, what does it mean to the university and to the community to put on an event like this?
Okay, I love being a golf professional for many years, a life member. One of my favorite things to do in the golf business was putting on tournaments. Put on a couple Nike tournaments way back when, so I love doing it. It's just taking care of all the details, from awards to scoring to rules officials to course setup, food, hotel accommodations, everything. I just have a board and I just check them off as we go along. Like I said, we did move to the home course this year, which is an excellent venue for putting on tournaments anyway. Motels close, food close. We hosted regionals about 5 years ago out at the home course. It is still talked about as one of the better regionals that teams have gone to. So this year when we changed our venue to the home course, boy, I had teams knocking at the door to come in. So like you said, we have 19 Division II teams coming from 7 different states and Simon Fraser out of Canada. It's going to be exciting. A lot of competition. The kind of the good side and the bad side about having our tournament be the first tournament is you have that home course advantage of having your tournament being the first one, but also it's your first tournament. And so with 3 freshmen on the starting 5, this is going to be their first college tournament ever, and maybe you'd like to have a few tournaments under your belt before you have your tournament. But from a coaching standpoint, I love hosting this tournament, but it sure is nice to kind of also get it over with, and now I can just travel to the other tournaments and relax a little bit.
Yeah, and I know we're all excited to see the Saints out there, and I know this is now part of a combination with Western Washington, really turning it into a premier event. And do you want to kind of talk about the award that will be presented at the
Sure.
end of the 2 tournaments?
Sure. Well, each year we host a tournament, and then we go back to back with Western Washington's tournament up in Bellingham. So we do have the opportunity. A lot of California schools will like to make this trip because they can play in 2 tournaments with only 1 airfare. So it's very nice. So we just came up with the idea, moving it to the home course. A lot of these schools had been to the regionals there, and they were excited. That Luke Bennett and I came up with the idea of presenting a Pacific Northwest Champions Cup, which will be a perpetual trophy. has no bearing on standings or golf stat or anything like that, but it will be the combination of your score at our tournament and Western's tournament will win this beautiful Champions Cup. And I think it's going to be really fun. It'll create some excitement because collegiate golf is so close in the strokes that you literally, 19 teams, you may finish 7th in our tournament, go up to Western and finish 3rd, but total strokes wise, you may win the Champions Cup. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see how that pans out and just have the kids and the coaches following that competition at the same time.
And kind of going back to earlier what you touched on, you had some great play out of your freshmen over the summer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, accompany that with the play of Tyler Fitchett and Trevor Frisbee. You know, what are some of the expectations and goals of this team going into this year? The GNAC's a very tough conference from head to toe, but there has been some turnover.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what are some of your expectations and where do you see the Saints this year?
You know, I think on paper, with only having 2 returners, the returners I do have coming back are my number 1 and 2 players from last year, so they've been a great influence at the start of the season on my new guys. The nice thing, like you said, the freshmen had some nice success in junior tournaments over the summer, so they're coming in with some pretty good confidence. I'm sure the nerves are going to be there with their first collegiate event, and it is definitely a step up. But a lot of people are going to look at it as a rebuilding year for the Saints. I just see it as a challenge, and that's how I'm presenting it to the guys that, you know, nobody's really looking at us that much, but maybe by a few tournaments in, they will be looking at us. So I feel good mix of guys. The nice thing about this group of freshmen is they love golf. They love golf. When practice is over, they just keep practicing. You know, they'll jump from one, hey coach, I know we're done here, but can we go over to Indian Summer and still hit some balls? Sure, go ahead guys, you know. So I think it's going to be a fun year.
Well, I know we're all excited to see it back out on the course, and hopefully we'll see a lot of people out there cheering on the Saints at the home course next Friday and Saturday, September 21st, 22nd. If you're unable to make it, first ever live scoring of an SMU invite. So a lot of opportunities to catch the Saints this year. Thanks for stopping by, Coach.
Okay, thank you.